Hello everyone, Vanguard of Valor here, and welcome at long last to FTL's Advanced Edition. This free update has just come out today, and it has a massive selection of very interesting additions to the game available to those who want to use them. We're going to take a little run through with it today and see how it goes for us. Now, I have played through once with the Kestrel so far, using the new hard difficulty, which is pretty obscenely difficult. And I unlocked the Type C cruiser, so we can see right here some of the new changes. If we enable the Advanced Edition content, you get things like door system and sensor systems, which can be manned, allowing them to be boosted up to a 4th level. Interestingly enough, the 4th level is basically what the 3rd level used to be. For doors, there is now an additional level of blast doors: normal doors, blast doors, improved blast doors, and super blast doors, each of which are simply a slight upgrade. It seems like getting blast doors and improved blast doors now, though, are less effective because of the fact that you can man it, whereas super blast doors seem to be the original level 3 upgrade. Clone bays are pretty interesting. They are a system that replaces your med bay. You can't heal in them. Whenever your crewmen die, they respawn with a bit of a hit to their skills. They have a timer determining how long it takes them to respawn, as we can see there on the right-hand side, 12 seconds for an original level, and every time you jump to a new sector, they heal your crew by a flat amount. At level 1, it's 8 HP, when it's at 3rd level, it's 25 HP, and interestingly enough, in order to get that flat healing bonus, you don't actually have to have any power in the system. It'll always heal them that much when they jump. Of course, if it's not powered when somebody dies, they're gone for good. We also have a couple of little changes, like the 3rd level of sensors is now seeing enemy weapons charges, which is pretty interesting, whereas the 4th level is now giving you enemy power use. We also have a couple other little shifts, like new weapons, things like the Ion Stunner, which stuns crew in a room for a little while. Things like the Lanius, a new race which actually drain oxygen from the room they're in and move slowly, but don't take damage from the lack of oxygen. Pretty interesting little maneuver for keeping people out of your room. Very good anti-border technique. There's also new systems like the mind control system, the emergency battery, and all kinds of things, and we'll hopefully get into those once we actually get playing. We're not going to play with this ship for now though. We're going to take on the Lanius Cruiser Type A. Newest ship added to the game. It's the only unique ship, really. There's a bunch of Type Cs, although for some strange reason, there's no Type C for the Crystal Cruiser. It just doesn't have one. But, whatever. We're going to use the Lanius Type A today and see how it goes. We're not going to be going for these achievements in the bottom left here. There are 3 of them, as with every ship. We have Advanced Mastery for having hacking, mind control, and the battery active at the same time. We might go for that at some point, but probably not going to go for Scrap Hoarder, which is for having 600 scrap in your storage at one point, and Loss of Cabin Pressure, which is for going through the entire game with less than 20% oxygen eternally, which could be done if you could get a lot more Lanius, but for now we're not going to worry about that. The ship does have a couple interesting features, though. For one thing, it starts with a hacking bay. For another thing, it starts with a cloning bay. For another thing, it starts with emergency respirators, which means that all of your crew take half damage from low oxygen. And its weapons are also fairly unique. It also comes with a chain burst laser, which is an interesting thing in that it fires faster the more often it fires. It's like it has a warm-up time, and every time you fire it, up until 3 volleys, it speeds up quite significantly, down to less than 50% of its normal charge time, but it starts off with 16 seconds, which is pretty awful, given that it only fires 2 1-damage lasers. And the Ion Stunner, which is a single ion damage weapon, which also stuns crew in a room for 5 seconds, which is kind of interesting. So I have no idea how this is going to work. I have not tried this thing yet. We're playing on hard, which is ridiculous. You get a lower scrap reward, and all the enemies are stronger. We're going to rename this thing to be the VSS Elemental. There we go. And we're going to name our crew appropriately as to what they are. You, sir, are now Carbon. There we go. Banks, you're going to be renamed. You can be... Oh, hang on. You can be renamed Silver. And Lombard, you are now Tin. There we go. Oh, no, that's not capitalized. Fixed. Oh, whoa. Not sure what just happened there. That was weird. Okay, not sure what I just did, but whatever. We'll rename this guy Carbon again. Rename this guy Silver again. Evidently there are some new hotkeys that I'm not familiar with, because apparently hitting backspace there a couple times jumped to a different ship. You can be Tin. There we go. Rename this as well VSS Elemental again. We'll be ready to actually take this for a fly. Fantastic. So let's see how we do. I have no idea how this is going to work out. This ship is really big. There's one thing I noticed. It doesn't really fit in here. But whatever. We'll take it out and see what happens. Hard mode. Here goes nothing. The data we carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. We'll need supplies for the journey, so we have to make sure we explore each sector before moving on to the next, and of course we have to get to the exit before the pursuing rebels can catch us. Now this is another interesting feature. Your crew all start in systems, unlike previously where they'd all start clumped around your helm. Another interesting thing is these two buttons over here. This button lets you save your current crew positions, and then, say if I were to move them all over this way for some reason, all you have to do is hit this button, and they go back to wherever you had them saved at, which is pretty neat. It's a handy-dandy little feature. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to prepare the weaponry, and we're going to jump onwards. Hopefully we don't get immediately trashed, but that wouldn't surprise me. Our first civilian sector, let's see how we do. With carbon, silver, and tin. We begin charging our FTL drive to a quick scan of a local planet. We find the ruins of a recently destroyed Federation colony on the surface. There must be a rebel ship nearby. Alright, well let's go looking for the rebel ship. We're able to quickly track down the rebel. Let's hope he's as easy to defeat in combat as he was to find. Alright, he's got a simple attack drone. He has one of these drones, which are cool. Enemy anti-combat drones shoot down your drones. And we have the mini-beam here, which is going to give him some weapon power. We're going to try out our hacker, perhaps, to protect us in the meantime. I don't know if this guy will shoot down the hacking system, since the hacking system does use drone parts, and this thing takes down drones. It might knock it off for us, but we're going to try it. You can hard target any room, and it will temporarily do something to it. Here we go. We actually have to temporarily freeze enemy drones with a chance to destroy them. This one will reduce their evasion to 0. And the system will stay active, so we're going to fire it at their drone control and see what this thing does. Oh, he tried in the air, but it seems like once it connected to the ship, he lost the ability to do anything with it. So now it's connected, and we can temporarily turn it on. It has a recharge time afterwards, but we're going to activate it now. And the drones just sort of spin there for a bit, unable to act. Awesome. And then they reactivate. So after that timer goes off again, another long one, just like our cloaking, we'll be able to turn it off. Now we're going to quickly try and take a couple shots here at their weapons to make sure they can't hit us. There we go, and it's starting to speed up. Every time we fire, it'll go faster. Ion stunner them in the shields again. Nice little yellow projectile there. And we'll chain laser them this time in the helm. And we're going even faster now. Every time it fires, it speeds itself up. Ion stunner them into the shields, and the chain laser's ready to go again. This time we'll take out the weapons. There we go, and time to disable the drones again. It does have a chance to destroy them, but the chance isn't particularly high. And now we're at maximum super speed chain laser, which fires way faster than ever before. Alright, you win. Here's some equipment from our stores. Leave us alone. I don't think so. We're definitely gunning for murder here, not for surrender. And chain laser, fire again. Awesome. It's a slow starting weapon, but once you get it up to speed, it's pretty powerful. Ship explodes even behind 2 missiles, a drone part, and 18 scrap. We'll take that for sure. I'm not sure if I like those little visual representations of what you're getting, but I think it's just I'm not used to them yet. So, that was pretty awesome. We only got a little bit of money out of them, though, because that's what this system's all about. Also, you'll notice the beacon map is huge now, and I think this is a result of them making it bigger for tablet users. It's easier to click what you want to click this way. Not sure if that's why, but that'd be my guess. And you get a lot larger jump distance as a result, so my ability to gauge how far I can safely jump is a little bit thrown off by it, but for the most part it hasn't been a problem yet. Alright, scans here reveal a mining base on a nearby planet long since abandoned with no life signs detected. Not a good start, but we'll keep moving. Got hiccups already. Alright, what do we see at this distress beacon? We find a ship floating among some debris. Hello, our impulse drives are shot and we can't jump. Could you give us some fuel? Sure, we'll give them 3 fuel and see what they give us. They give us... Oh, this is another thing that happens now. So, they say, thank you. Perhaps as payment, our engineer can try to optimize your ship's reactor output. You can get events that upgrade your systems now. I'm not sure if I really like that, but it's interesting. I had an event previously try to upgrade my oxygen, another upgrade my engines, and another upgrade my reactor. Reactor ones seem to be the most common, probably because they're probably the least valuable. But, yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. So let's keep going here. Scans reveal a large asteroid field nearby. Short-range scanners may discover useful materials while we wait for the FTL to recharge. Let's explore that asteroid field despite the risk. A brief A brief exploration yields nothing of interest. Alright, we're getting unlucky here to start. It might be something to do with the difficulty boost, but still, not too lucky to start. We come across a rebel automated scout ship pursuing a civilian with weapons engaged. Let's get in there and help the civilians. We power up our weapons and engage the automated ship. Alright, they fired a hacking drone at us. So I think we're going to do the same to them. We're going to fire one of their weapons. Going. They hit our med bay, which is not that bad. Interestingly enough, it lets us see their weapon charge times, and if we disable this, it actually uncharges them, which is pretty cool. So if we do this now, it's going to take them a really long time to be able to fire, because we basically doubled the length of how long they can actually activate those. Or how long before they can activate them, rather. And now they only have one weapon, which means they can't hurt us. Perfect. So we're probably going to try and ignore this for now, because our stunner there should be able to keep things from doing too much to us. The hacker is pretty powerful. Knock out their shields so they can't defend against our lasers anymore, and next ion will hit them in the helm so that they can't dodge us anymore. Chain laser comes in again, it'll take 2 more shots, but at least it's a very fast charge time now, so I'm not too worried about that. There we go. Goodbye. And obviously the hacking drones are destroyed when the thing is destroyed. Wow, that's a lucky start. Alright, ship breaks apart and we hasten to contact the civilian ship, gaining 2 missiles, a drone part, 9 scrap, and a scrap recovery arm. Sweet. Contact the civilian ship and breach missiles! Wow. They respond saying it's a good thing we came when we did. They'd be dead now otherwise. They say they're a shipwright and would like to help us like we helped them. They give us breach missiles and 9 scrap. That is awesome. Probably not going to use those, we're just going to sell them. But that's interesting. Also, they only take 3 power. I thought those took 4 power before. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't use missiles very often. I can't remember everything about them. But that is a really good start for us. We got a scrap recovery arm, breach missiles, which we'll hopefully be able to sell for a nice bit of profit later on. Now we're going to jump over this way, and hopefully we can make it around like that to take advantage of as much of this space as possible. We're also fairly low on fuel because we gave some of it away already. Here we go, though. We detect a rebel automated ship nearby. It doesn't engage and seems to be patrolling around a long-range sensor station. So let's attack that ship to get to that sensor station. This is an interesting weapon. It's a charge weapon. We have a chain weapon right now. Charge weapons are kind of the opposite. Instead of getting faster every time you charge them up, you can store power in them to be able to fire more shots later. So as long as we can get the chain laser... Ooh. Okay, we're fine. As long as we can get the chain laser ready to go here before they can do much with that combo, we should be fine. And I'm not too worried about them because since it is a charge ion, it means that they wound up wasting the ability to knock our shields out and hit us with a mini-beam. Unfortunately, the new AI is still not super intelligent. There we go. Our Lanius down there are doing a good job manning our engines and our weapons. I might want to move one of them over to the shields instead because it's easier to run up the shields later on in the game, but harder to power up. Or rather, it's easier to power up your engines later in the game, harder to power up your shields. But for now, I think we'll just leave it as it is. No need to waste a hacking drone on these guys, they're not very powerful. And we have massive firing speed now, so these auto scouts are doomed. We get 10 scrap and map data for the surrounding area. Alright, that'll do. If we can get a little bit more scrap, we'll be able to buy ourselves... Ooh, what's this? It's an asteroid field. Okay, that's going to be a problem. I was going to say, if we get a little bit more scrap, we could buy ourselves an upgraded shield, which would protect us a lot better against what we're going to be finding in that asteroid belt. But no such luck there. Alright, this might be bad, but we're going to jump over there and we're going to fight whatever's here and see what happens. There's a store there we can potentially jump to. Next jump, I think, to get rid of that breach missile and buy ourselves an upgrade. We'll have to wait and see for now. A pirate ship was lying in wait inside this asteroid field, and immediately moves in to attack us. So, they have an ion weapon and a weapon, so we're going to use a drone part here to disable them. They also might try and board us, which will be interesting. But we're going to... I was considering just turning off their shields so we can do massive damage with asteroids, but I think it's better for us right now if we prevent them from hitting us with this stuff. Also, they've boarded us already. They're going into our helm, which is unfortunate. If they'd gone down to fight either of these guys, I think we would have been better off because they'd be suffocating the whole time, but obviously they're not going to do that of their own will because there's no air in there. So, we're going to try and take them out here if we can. Oh, I didn't do that properly. Alright, we're going to activate this thing to prevent the ion from firing. We're going to ion stunner them in the shields. I meant to block that laser so they didn't get a chance to fire at all, but I guess I'll take what I can get. And we will chain laser them in the weapons. Go, go! Alright, good. Weapons are disabled. Now what we need to do is keep firing on them to make sure they die nice and quick before we take too much asteroid damage. We also don't have a med bay, so we don't want to let our captain here, Carbon, take too much damage. And they send us a message saying that our ship is surprisingly well equipped. They offer us a fuel, a drone part, and 8 scrap to let us live, but we will not accept their surrender. Now, hopefully they teleport him back soon, because I really don't want to have to fight him to the death here. Good, there he goes. And we're going to chain laser them in the shields to the death. Doink, doink. There we go. Also, you can see a little power bar that shows you how quickly their shields are recharging, which I quite like. But there we go. Ship explodes, even behind a fuel, a drone part, and 17 scrap metal, which isn't great, but we'll take it. And unfortunately, Carbon now has some permanent health damage. We can't heal him in the medbay, because we don't have a medbay, but if we jump, he'll be repaired by that. he'll heal like 9 health, which isn't great, but it's better than nothing. So we're going to jump over here to the exit, then the store, then here, then probably back to the exit. We'll see how much time we have, but I definitely want to go to the store to dump off our breach missiles. Oh, I forgot to upgrade myself too, that was silly. We've arrived here at the long-range beacon, and when the FTL drive is charged, we can jump to the next sector. Here we find scanners showing intelligent life forms on a nearby planet. No match for them can be found on the database, so let's go investigate. We land a small shuttle in an enormous field whose only occupants are small, brightly colored, six-legged, horse-like animals. Could they be what our scans picked up? Of course they are, but there might be more. Let's try to communicate peacefully. We try to communicate in every possible way we can, but they just stand there, silently judging us with their large, expressionless eyes. We prepare to leave. One of the actually most interesting features, in my opinion, about the cloning bay is that it allows you to keep your crew alive after they die in events. So going to fight the giant alien spiders isn't quite as dangerous now, because if somebody dies, they just respawn in the cloning bay. So that's pretty interesting. There's only one other ship at this beacon, and it's showing heavy damage. We receive a message on our console saying, "Greetings, traveler. We were crippled by a band of pirates and are now forced to sell our remaining valuable equipment to acquire the necessary supplies to get home." Well, I'm sorry to hear that, sir. So he has an automated reloader and fire suppression. Fire suppression automatically puts out fires, which is pretty interesting. Automated reloaders allow you to do the same thing they always did, which is reduce your cooldown by 10%. Two weapons we don't really want. We're going to sell them the breach missiles, though, to get ourselves a bit of extra money. And buy ourselves some more fuel, I think, because we need some. Always need them fuels. And beyond that, we're going to upgrade ourselves to actually have higher level shields. Very nice. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of power to burn on this, but we can burn our medbay power if we need it, since it will always heal us. It only needs to be on if anyone is likely to be dying in the current situation, which is a risky way to look at it, but whatever. So let us get a move on. We could go back to the exit, we could go over here and fight, but since we only have level 1 engines, I don't really want to get stuck fighting the elite fighters right now, so we're just going to bail on this sector and leave. Next sector button's over here for some reason, and our options now are Mantis-controlled sector and Zoltan-controlled sector. Well, early in the game, the Mantis-controlled sector might be the best option for us because they're less likely to have teleporters all the time. Since we don't have a med bay, having teleporting enemies would be a problem. And also, since our weapons are... Actually, since we have a powerful ion weapon, probably is a good idea to go to Zoltan-controlled space. Might as well go over there, since we actually have an ion weapon already there. Zoltan shields are less powerful. And here we are. We've entered Zoltan territory. This species is not renowned for giving anything for nothing, but we can always be assured of fair hearing. Alright, we're already back up to at half health there on Carbon, so he'll be fine eventually. Let's keep jumping through this large area and see what else we can find. One of the new hazards, the Pulsar. We arrive at an infrequently used beacon close to a Pulsar. Before long, a rebel ship happens to jump nearby. Looks like we'll have to fight. Thing about the Pulsars, oh, they just fired a boarding drone at us. No thank you. Alright, so we should be able to intercept this by firing a hacking module over there. And disable! There we go. He's destroyed. Perfect. I was just hoping to delay him for a little bit, but we got lucky and he got destroyed too. Now the thing about these pulsars is that they're pretty darn nasty, actually. They disable you pretty hard. Zoop! That knocked out our hacking mod. No, it didn't knock out the hacking module. Just knocked out our shields that time. But it knocked them out really strong. As you can see, we no longer have any power remaining there. And they've boarded us in the radar. So we're going to send one of our Lanius to go deal with that later, because they're not bothered by the lack of oxygen. We don't really need the radar right now, so I'm just going to let him destroy it if he feels like it. I might go intercept him before he can actually break the system entirely, but there's going to be a lot of these stun pulses coming out of the enemies. We're going to knock out their drone control, actually. That way we don't have to worry about it. There we go. Also, the other interesting thing is that having these hacking drones on here makes the doors hostile, so I have to fight their way through them. Which is a surprisingly big problem, actually. Knock out their weapons again, since there's a good chance our shields will be offline. They're trying to run away now. We don't really want that to happen. Unfortunately, we don't have an opportunity to really stop them here. We're gonna chain laser them in a second once their shields go down. There we go. And we missed. That's bad news. They might actually be able to get away now. Hopefully they are not able to. Jump is imminent. No, 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 no. Yeah! Enemy FTL delayed. Fantastic. Alright, now they might be able to repair that really quickly because of the fact that they were already working on it, so we're going to eye on it as well. We're going to chain laser them somewhere else, which should kill them. Good. Down goes Rebel Rigger. That was a close one. Okay. Ship explodes even behind a fuel, a drone part, and 18 scrap. Alright, that'll have to do. We destroyed that, which means we can send Tin in here to go fix that breach. He doesn't really care about the lack of oxygen. I like the look of them, though. They kind of meld their hands into the floor. Also, the ion pulses don't seem to make any difference at this point. Once you have ended a battle, they don't really do anything to you. They just disable your shields. Now, on the other hand, you might not want to jump to a new sector when you still have a ton of ion damage, but they don't seem that dangerous, really. So, now we're going to jump, even though we still have a bit of damage remaining, because it's better that than that we take more in the future. Jump to this distress beacon and see what they want. I have yet to have a Lanius crew, so I have no idea what kind of blue options you get from them, but we'll have to wait and see. The distress signal is coming from a small space station orbiting an uninhabited planet. Their satellite defenses have gone haywire, and their repair crew can't approach without being fired on. They're looking to help to fix or disable it. Well, let's try and promise to help and see what happens. We consider our options. We can simply fire on the defense system from a distance, or we can disable the defense system with ion weaponry. Sounds good. Interesting. They've changed how this works. You can't immediately see your options. We use our crew's ion weaponry to disable the gun long enough for the repair crews to fix it. They message us saying, "I've never seen a weapon like that before. Thanks for your help. Please accept this reward." Giving us a fuel, a drone part, and 22 scrap. Alright, I'll take it. Plus it gives us an opportunity to let our shields recharge. And we're going to immediately start spending some money on our evasion, because right now our evasion is terrible. That makes it a little bit better. So, we're going to jump around a little bit further. No point in going to the store. We have nothing to sell them, and we don't have any money to buy anything with anyway. So let's keep looking around. We find a small station here, fitted with hundreds of repair drones, and they offer us some cheap repairs, but we don't have any damage, so that doesn't really help us any. Let's keep going. We arrive at a Zoltan research facility, where they say they're researching genetic distortion due to stasis sleep and prolonged FTL travel. They ask if our crew has the time to undergo a few scans, so we agree to participate in their study. After we line up the Zoltans to take their readings, they thank us, giving us some cookies and 7 scrap, which is not great. I thought we had a scrap recovery arm. I guess we're not getting enough scrap to get a benefit from that yet. And there's another store over there, which is a little bit unfortunate, because we still don't really have anything to buy with. So let's move around a little bit first and see if we can maybe get some more capital to spend there. What appears to be a Zoltan science ship requests permission to dock. Sure, let's dock with them. We allow them to approach, but are caught unaware when they open fire. Oh no, what a surprise! They didn't even board us, though, so that's fine. If they were going to actually dock us, I'd have been somewhat worried, but they didn't seem to be bothered with that, and they can't hurt us, so really, I'm not that worried. And we missed them. Awesome. Well, this gives us a chance to let our chain laser warm up a little. Very slightly. Ion Stunner should do 2 damage with every shot it does, which isn't amazing, but it's better than nothing. Alright, getting some evasion bonuses going on here. One of the other interesting things is you can see when people skill up. Every time a skill boosts, you see that little symbol beside it, which is kind of cool. So, we're going to hit them in the helm here with the chain laser, so they have nowhere to run. Chain laser. Aw, bad timing there. That's fine, though. We always have more shots, and now they fire even faster. There's no problem with that. Alright, Ion Stunner will knock the shields back offline again. And let's aim for the helm, because apparently there's somebody in there. Excellent. Now, one thing I noticed is that they have changed the costs of a couple things, I think. I believe the teleporter costs 90 scrap now, so it's a little bit more expensive to buy at the beginning of the game. But overall, it's pretty similar to what it was before. They don't seem to have messed with the costs too much. At least not that I've noticed. While we search from the debris, we wonder what it was that could have provoked them to act so irrationally, getting 3 fuel, drone part, and 8 scrap. As you notice, we're getting very little scrap here in the early game. Because it's on hard mode, you really do get kind of screwed over in that respect. So let's keep going here and see what else we can do before we run out of space. We picked up the last broadcast from a rupturing Zoltan freighter. "The Mantis! They're here! Please!" We're interrupted by fire off the port bow. Ion Stunner, alright, and a laser. So they can't actually get through our defenses, but they can stun our crew if they hit us well. And they boarded us with a Mantis in our helm. That is bad news for us. So what we're going to do is, we're going to force them to go back home. We're going to fire the drone part at their teleporter, which I believe we can use to automatically teleport them back. Yep. Nice try there, boarding party. He's also locked in that room, so we can't do anything now that he's there. Ion Stunner them in the shields. And we'll chain laser them in the weapons, because why not? Doink, doink. There we go. So he can't leave. He might be able to teleport back soon, but it's on a long charge timer anyway, because the system was already recently activated, and I believe it's probably level 1. No, he boarded us in our med bay. That's not a great option. Let's just move him out of there. There we go. He's going to oxygen, which I don't really prefer either, but whatever. We can fix the oxygen later, since we have a bunch of people who oxygen don't matter to at all. That's probably, of all the things on our ship, you could attack the best. Next up, we're going to wait until the ion stunner hits again, then we're going to knock them out in the shields. There we go. A little bit anyway. There we go. So, they're threatening our oxygen supply still. I kind of don't want to let them destroy it, keep ourselves as high hull as we possibly can in this stage of the game, but at the moment I think it's probably in our best interests to just not worry about the oxygen. He's going for the hacking module, but I can actually teleport him back home now. Get out of there. And chain laser him in the weapons. Perfect. Now he has no firepower at all. I should go fix that, though, so I'm going to send Silver to go fix the oxygen, since there's nothing else he needs to be doing with the engines right now, since they can't shoot at us. And we're going to hit them in the teleporter this time. Oh, didn't quite damage it completely. Take another shot, see if we can break it this time. I'd love to prevent them from boarding us again. There we go, now they can't board us again. And last two shots should kill them. I don't think there's anybody else on the helm. There we go, Mantis Fighter goes down. We should send Silver back to the engines. And ship explodes, leaving us 2 fuel, a drone part, and 17 scrap. Very nice. Alright, we'll take it. We will take it. I think this... Yes. This is going pretty well so far. Let's keep moving. I could try and jump over there, but I think we're going to go here first and see what we can get. What options await us? We happen upon the remains of a space station. It has been mostly picked clean, but there appear to be a few materials that will aid us in our mission, giving us 2 missiles, a drone part, and 18 scrap. Alright, we'll take it. Now, I think we're going to keep going for more engine upgrades, but before we do that, we're going to jump to the store here and see if maybe they can if they can sell us any powerful weapons that will help us out here. The Zoltan are fascinated by other species and have set up something of an alien knick-knack shop here. We take a look and find a Burst Laser Mark III and another Chain Burst Laser. 2 of these might be a nice combo. It does take 2 power to use them, though. I can just barely afford another one. I wouldn't be able to power it for a while, though, because it does take 2 power to use. So that's not the best. Emergency respirators are worth 25 scrap. I don't think that's enough to be able to actually use this thing, but we're going to buy it anyway, because having weapon power is important, and in my previous run I had a really hard time getting actual weapons I could use, so I think we're going to go for the Chain Burst Laser here. Getting the cloaking would be nice, teleport would be nice at some point, drone control. This is a nice thing too. This tells you what drone you get for free now. Originally that wasn't an option, obviously, but it does actually tell you. So it'll tell you if it comes with a free defense drone Mark 1 or a, whatever, attack drone Mark 1, system repair drone, anti-personnel drone. It tells you what you get. So that's a cool little feature. Alright, I think we're going to buy the chain laser again. They're not the best because of their slow startup time, but we're going to take it anyway. Just to give us... Oh, hiccups are terrible. Just to give us some more firepower for later in the game once we actually get some money to run those things. Now, I think we're going to probably wind up going 1, 2, 3, and then out. I'm not sure if we have much time to go around, because we only have 1, 2, 3... We might have 4 jumps. Whatever, let's try it. The thing is, if we don't make that jump, then we're dead. But I think we can make that jump. Let's give it a try. Scans reveal a large asteroid field nearby. Short-range scanners may discover useful material, but we have a scrap recovery arm, so we can just mine the asteroids. We successfully extract 22 scrap, which turns into 24 scrap, because ha ha ha. And how much time do we have? That's 1 jump. It'll be up to here. It'll be up to here. No, we only have time for a couple jumps, so we're going to go into the nebula instead of going around. We're going to get overrun if we go the other way. There we go. Ooh. An advanced rebel automated ship remains stationed near a small rebel space station. Without functioning sensors, we can't tell what's inside. We could try this to try and prevent an alert, but I want to actually fight them because that'll give us more scrap, which we definitely need. Plus, they don't look that dangerous. I don't think they can actually hurt us. So, no reason not to. Set up the ion stunner on the shields, and let's go for some damage here. There's the ion. Good. We're going to knock out their helm. So now they can't dodge us anymore. Wonderful. Yep, they definitely cannot really hurt us. If they get lucky with their drone firing times, they might be able to do something, but I find it's kind of unlikely. So let's knock out that weapon just to make sure there's no chance of them actually hurting us. There we go. Very nice. And let's hit them in the engines next, because why not? Oop, that was probably bad timing. Oh, no, both of our shots got in before the ion reactivated. Very nice. And let's them in the drone control, because why not hit everything? Harassment from all sides. They have 1 hull left, but that's not going to last them very long at all, is it? Chain laser go. There we go. Knocks them down. Alright, we get 13 scrap from the broken ship. We investigate the station. We find that it was a storage site for various resources. We get 2 fuel, 1 drone part, and 8 scrap. Awesome. We can start using this to upgrade our weapons control. We need a lot of money to be able to power this up as much as I'd like, though, and I think we might actually want to power up our engines soon. But what we're going to do is we're going to go for weapons control so that we can use both chain lasers, because that seems to me like it'll be a good idea. Once these things get going, they'll be really powerful compared to having the ion stunner, but we still have the ion stunner if we need it. So that's probably what we're going to try and use. And then we're going to go for upgrading our engines and getting ourselves a little bit safer setup going on. Let's jump into this ion section, see if it's an ion storm. Thankfully not. What do we have here? Inside this nebula, we detect a rogue planet drifting through space. On its surface, a huge monolith visible at this distance, even to the naked eye. A Zoltan Elder hails us from the planet.
Through luck or intent, you have discovered the Great Eye. Look into its depths and receive your just deserts.
Oh boy, this is a dangerous event. This is the Wheel of Fortune event, basically. There's so many things that can happen. Let's see what happens. We approach the planet and wait, but nothing happens. The Zoltan hail.
And in the coming times, when the monolith speaks not with a man, he has no future, and must be left wanting.
And we have a fight to do. Okay, well, time to turn that ion weapon back online. And it's probably the best option we have right now. Hit him in the shields, because it'll take us a long time to get through this shield with just the chain lasers, whereas the ion stunner already does as much damage and does it faster to begin with. We're also going to turn on our drone control. Oh, super shield prevent hacking, that's right. I wanted to turn off that Lido missile before I had a chance to hit us, but I don't think that's an option right now. Alright, we might take a bit of damage from the Lido missile, but we'll see what happens. Knock out that shield nice and quick, and hit us right in the engines. Ow. Silver should be fine, though. And we missed again. Awesome. That really slows down our ability to stop them from firing missiles at us. Please miss this time. Nope, we have very little evasion. They've knocked down a bar of our shields, which still isn't that bad. Shields are on fire, though, which is that bad. So we're going to open this door and see if that... I should have done that when we had visibility. We're going to hacking drone their weapons, though. And immediately go for the hack. There we go. And then immediately shoot the weapons. Perfect. Okay, now they're a little bit less powerful. We're going to send our Lanius in here to make sure that we fix this system pronto. Because if we don't have a working shield system, we're going to be in trouble. Chain laser the weapons again, hopefully prevent them from firing. Oh, one shot got through. And hits us in the helm. Ow! We were getting unlucky with our damage here. They're just hitting us all over the place. Alright. Thankfully now their weapons are destroyed and they can't get in there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to knock out their helm, I think. Oh, come on, because I wanted to avoid misses like that one. Now, this fire is proving very difficult to get rid of, so I'm going to send Tin in there and move you out of the room. Tin can drain the room of oxygen while he fights the fire, so that'll make him pretty effective at dealing with it. And, oh no, we have fire spreading to other sides now. Chain laser again. We're going to go for the clone bay this time, because why not? Prevent them from being able to respawn. We are getting a little bit low on health here, which I don't like too much. Also, we're having a hard time draining the oxygen out of these rooms, so we're going to do this to help speed that process up. Chain laser again should kill them. Goodbye there, energy instigator. Alright, I think we fixed the helm there. Ship explodes, giving us a fuel, a drone part, and 16 more scrap. Is there fire on this side? No, I think we fixed all the fires. Turn the oxygen back on. There we go. We need to fix our helm again, but that's fine. Alright, shields are repaired. Silver, you can come back in here, help Tin repair the engines. Fantastic, and you're going to head down there to the weapons. Alright, now we should have oxygen back in all of our rooms, so we can send them back to their original position, so you can go fix that. They are very low on health, but we do have a clone bay if we need it. Hopefully we don't need to put power in there, because I prefer to not need to, but we may have to. We're going to buy ourselves another power bar immediately, because we want to be able to run things more safely. This way we can actually leave our drone, or rather our clone bay online, in case somebody dies in an unfortunate way right now. I'm going to jump on to the next system. I could potentially jump here and jump back. I think I might actually have enough time. Why not? Let's give it a try. Hang on one second, though. Oh, telemarketers. Alright, we're going to jump over here and give it a try, then we'll see if we can make it back to the exit without getting murdered. Don't have super high hopes here, but it'll be interesting if we can get some good. We're in danger, apparently. There are a few more zealous in their customs checks than the Zoltan. A team of border police beam on board, and there's just a little confusion over our weapons licenses, but things escalate rapidly from heated discussion to gunfire. Oh, good. Look at that. That's not going to be a problem at all. Thankfully, they're suffocating really fast. Unfortunately, we don't have anybody in our doors. So what we're going to do is we're going to run Tin over to the door system, and then we're going to run Silver out of the room to lock him in. Oh, just too slow. Alright, that's unfortunate, because that means they got out of the rooms there before they suffocated to death. Silver's low on health, Tin's low on health, our entire crew is low on health. So dealing with these boarders is going to suck. I might just wind up venting most of the ship and keeping somebody on the doors here. So that's what we're going to start doing now. Just vent all of this. Turn off the oxygen, start venting, because we want them to die before they're able to disable anything important. Also, our crew can handle it. So, once our chain lasers are ready, we're going to start trying this strategy this time. Since I don't think they can actually hurt us with their weaponry, it's really just what they managed to do with everything else. And these guys are going to start... Ooh, they explode now. Zoltan explode when they die. That's crazy. Whoa. Dying, huh. Well, that worked out really well for us. Let's close all the doors, turn the oxygen back on. We'll send Tin... Actually, we'll just hit the go back to your stations button. There we go. Awesome. And get the chain lasers ready to fire again. Fire! The slow start is a bit of a problem, but once we get going, there's no issues here at all. Get them weapons ready. Chain lasers. There we go. Now we're up at maximum speed, so we can fire at absurd rate. Perfect, perfect. And one more salvo should kill them. We'll just change targets just to make sure it's an interesting one. There we go. Goodbye, energy fighter. Nice try. Ship explodes, giving us a fuel, a drone part, and 16 more scrap. Awesome. So our health is really low, but there's nothing we can do about that. We'll get health as we jump, I suppose. Now the last jump is actually into a... Let's find out another one of these. Is into a nebula, so there should be nothing here. But I don't know if that's the same in AE as it is in the original version of the game, so we'll find out, I guess. This long-range beacon is almost hidden within the nebula. When the FTL drive is charged, we can jump to the next sector. Yep, nothing there. Okay, fair enough. And we're going to jump on to the next sector, Sector 3. Our options now are Mantis-controlled sector or Uncharted Nebula. Well, I think we're going to go to the Mantis-controlled sector, because going to the Uncharted Nebula with no fuel doesn't seem like a good idea to me. This isn't a great option for us still, because there's going to be boarders here, no doubt, but let's go and see what happens. Here we are. We've entered a poorly charted area of space that's known to be home to the Mantis. We have to ensure our hull plating's up to scratch and we have enough fuel in the tank to make it through. However, we're going to have to end this episode here for now. So, thank you very much for watching, everyone. This has been Vanguard of Valor, playing some of FTL's Advanced Edition update on hard mode with the new Lanius Cruiser Type A. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Until then, bye-bye.